If you are the lucky owner of a vintage HP plotter like this one, an HP 7225, which is a single pen plotter, which I use with my HP 85 setup, or much faster 7550, for example, which has a turret-based multi-pen mechanism. This one is not yet restored, but soon to be. You are faced with the vexing problem of having to revive these very weird HP pens. So they are the only ones that would fit in the pen plotters. And they have, when you get them, usually they are all dry. So you need to find a way to either refill them or make replacements for them. So I'm going to show you my method on how to refill them with new ink from this great brand, the Sharpie. And I'm sure you wonder why not just hollow it out and put a larger pen in it and be done with it. And the reason is that most of them in these plotters, they come in carousels, and you have a height limitation. You cannot put a pen that's larger than that. So here's the only annoying part of the process, is to remove the plug at the back of the pen, and it's sort of molded in. So the way I loosen it up is I do it on the lathe, which of course is convenient and fast, but you should be able to do the same with a file and on a drill, although it will take a little longer and require a little bit more patience. So that's it. I remove 2 millimeters until I see it's all white. I'm in the cap, and then I can pry it off in the next step. Okay, here I have a whole bunch of old dry pens, and it should come out. There you go. You just pull it with a pair of pliers. Do another one. Yep. So they come out relatively easily. Yep. I'm becoming good at this. So for the next step, I like to use this dentist tool, and you just stick them and extract, the dried ink reservoir on the pen. It's kind of a felt thing. So off you go. And you can see, maybe here, if I can get the lighting right, you can see what's in it is just a piece that a wick that sticks in the middle. And when that's really dry, then I put a few drops of alcohol in it, just to show you what I do on a really dry one. This is denture alcohol. A little bit in the syringe, and then I put a few drops in it. And on the really dry one, I will actually leave the alcohol at the bottom, but this one doesn't need it, I think, so it'll just go out. All right. And the final step is slightly messy but pretty easy. You take your favorite Sharpie. Open it up. I use my same tool to remove or fish the, there you go, here's the ink. And of course it resembled the original one pretty closely. There you go. And then you cut it about the same length. There you go, jumped away. Here you come. And you go back. Put it in there. I use the top of the Sharpie to push it in. And then there you go. New pen. It has some of the red diluted alcohol's ink in it, but it should become a good pen. Okay, there, and then I put them back in their carousel and wait a day or two so the ink can diffuse and see if they work again. And here's one I made yesterday, and let's say it's already a repaired pen. And the other solution is to try to adapt a pen that's almost right, but of course that's more difficult if you don't have a lathe. So I found a kind of almost perfect pen. It's a Pilot Bravo, and I made a little adapter, little ring here in the lathe that has the same shape and diameter as the pen. So if you put that on this one, it ends up being pretty much identical here. Almost the same thing. And of course that only works in a plotter that doesn't have a turret, where you have space on top. So let's see how that works. So let's try first with one of the refill pens. That's the one I made yesterday. Okay, well, considering that this was a pen that was totally dry yesterday, it's not too bad. It's still changing colors, actually, you can see. And I would say probably I went a little too hard on the alcohol here. It's a little too wet. But not bad. I would call it a resurrected pen. Okay, so this is the Pilot pen with the adapter. Pilot. Okay, so I'd say this one performed even better. It's pretty much perfect. Of course, a new pen, right? That helps. So I think both method works. With this one, you can tell the line's a little less even, and it's still in the process of changing from the original ink to the other ink. and it's too wet. So that's almost good. A little less alcohol next time. And while I'm at it, making plots and testing pens, I get one more plot, also from a pen that I made yesterday. And voila! Another pen that works, and a nice space shuttle.